My name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. For you that have been following along in these videos, you'll notice that the whiteboard is again like we left off after the last video. And I'll reference that video up here in the corner. The reason, a little review. I find that we are awful anxious to see the video for the first time, and we don't remember a lot about it because we're on to the next breaking trend, or TikTok, or some other, give us something else. So I like to stop for a moment and go back and look at what we did before, because what we're going to do next is associated with this. So in our last video, what we talked about is the truth about what the ear hears. And what was that truth? Your ear hears nothing. All sound, all sight, all taste, all touch, all smell are interpretations in the mind and have little to do with your sensory organs. So, in a moment, we'll get on to what we're going to talk about today. And it may be quite controversial. See you in a minute. And now we have on our board our discussion for today. And I left off the first part of it, but it was this. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? You see nothing as it is. Can you believe it? You see nothing as it is. And my first thought is, you're not going to believe it. Because you are sure you see everything the way it is. So basically, this discussion today is a direct attack on the egoic belief system, your belief system, that you believe you see exactly what is there to see. And if you think that way, you haven't been paying attention. And if you can say, well, let's talk about this a little bit, and let's see, maybe I'll change my mind. So before we get started in this in-depth discussion, today we're having a little green tea with jasmine to flavor it. It's quite nice. So let us get back to looking at why you see nothing the way it is now. Now we've started a little diagram on the board, and again it is divided into what you do inside and what is happening outside in the infinite energy system. Now, outside in the infinite energy system, events happen. Now, I have another video on what events are, and I'll reference that up there. And again, events are not what you think they are, but you will believe you know exactly what events are. And I encourage you to look at that other video to get some different insight. So here an event happens in the outside world as you see it, or the energy system. And then inside, you observe through your input data and go through, I didn't put it here, but you go through the standard model for the illusion. Because you create on the inside, based on you, your interpretation of the event. So what is out here. This is what is. And inside is your interpretation of what is. Now I know they sound a lot alike. These are two different things. You interpret the information that's out here through your senses based upon your beliefs, life experiences, what you know, what other beliefs you picked up from other people that you have incorporated inside of you, like the egoic belief system. And so you believe absolutely that what you see is exactly what's there. It's not, and it never was, and it never will be. Now, you can come very close in your interpretation about what the event was, but you will never get to the complete event. There will always be a gap in the illusion between what happened and what you interpret what happened. So this is a direct attack on what you believe to be true in the egoic world. So I'm going to read a little bit here from the Course. And by the way, everything in your world is this way. You never see exactly how it is now. There's always a gap between the event and what you think the event is. And this happens in everything. So difficult to understand. An example that I put in the description of the video. If you look at your computer that you may be watching this on right now, you do not see the computer as it is now. You can touch it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can look at it, you can tap it and hear it, but it is not what you think it is. So I tried to use an example of a teacup. So it may be good, maybe it isn't. So I have this little teacup here. Can you see this teacup? You must think I'm crazy here. Can you see this teacup on your computer or your TV or your phone? No. You cannot see this teacup the way it is now. So basically what you do automatically, when anything comes into your view, now this is outside of your conscious awareness. Your conscious awareness is so slow that it will never know this background information is going on at such a high rate of speed. That's why you think what you interpret is the event. You don't see the speed and the gap at which you filter all the input information and create inside of you your world and your cup. The cup that you interpret is not the cup here. The cup that you interpret inside of you, based upon your past, based upon all the cups you had in your life, from little sippy cups when you were a kid to knee-high bottles of water, to any kind of a cup or that holds water. You so quickly look at this, take in the information, and develop a model based upon your beliefs and your experience of what this is. But you never see this cup the way it is right now. You always see through the lens of your past and never see what's happening right now. That's very tough to understand. And the egoic world will say, well, that's not right. I know that when I look at things, I know what I'm looking at. You never know what you're looking at. You never know what you're looking at. So everything in your life is that way. But you will believe in your world that you create that what you see is exactly what it is now. And it never is. So another thing, besides looking at your computer, you might look at a pen or a picture and say, I don't see this pen the way it is now. Look at your foot, your shoe, right now. Look at it and say, I never see this shoe the way it is now. Your cell phone, same way. If you're sitting in a chair, same thing. You never see it the way it is now, but you will absolutely believe you do. And not only that, you might even get angry at me for suggesting that you don't see what's right in front of you the way it is now. Now, a wisdom in the course. Actually, what we're just talking about here is lesson 9. And part of that is it is difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it sees and seems to picture is not there. See, you don't see it the way it is, but you picture it as your interpretation. And without this little discussion, you will say, well, my interpretation is what it is. You've often heard that. Perception is reality. Perception or interpretation is not. It's just a way of interfacing with what's outside of you to make it easy on your mind to stay in the illusion. Going on to what the Course says. This idea is quite disturbing and may even meet with active resistance in any number of forms. So let me see, I'll put the whole thing together. It is difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it seems to picture is not there. This idea is quite disturbing and may meet with active resistance in any number of forms. And some of you, because you're going to say, oh, this guy is very wise, oh, I must believe what he says. You're going to say, that guy's full of whatever comes to mind for you, because I know what I see. I see the chair, and I see the whiteboard on there, and I see my computer, and I see everything just the way it is. You don't, and you can't, but you believe you do, and that puts you right in the middle of the illusion. Reality will be very difficult to find with a belief system like that. Now, something else in the course that I want to bring out. I have in the past, but somehow we forget certain things. The workbook in the course, where all the lessons are, is divided into two sections. Now, the first section of about 220 lessons deals with undoing how you see and experience your world. So these lessons, 220 lessons, are to support you in breaking the illusion, in breaking the mindset of the illusion, and to move behind it and begin to recognize the magnificence of who you are. Oh, the egoic world won't like that, and it will push back. And we have much to talk about here in the illusion. You see nothing as it is now. Everything is an interpretation of the mind. Now, you can get very close to this out here, but you have to cleanse the lens through which you are taking in the information through your senses. What is that filter through which you look? Your memories of past experiences. When you can forgive yourself and heal those negative memories, your lens between these two becomes clearer and clearer. Oh, we have much to talk about here in the illusion. And until we meet again in this unusual place in the illusion, be good to yourself. And I look forward to seeing you next time we get together. Bye now.